Trevor, the CEO of the same foundation. The donation we received from Interbase helped us in procuring vital, life-saving medical equipment and PPE for Tygerberg and Groote hospitals in the Western Cape. This was while the Western Cape was the epicenter of the pandemic. If you would like to get in touch or assist us in these projects, you can get hold of us on our website, which is www.samefoundation.org.za, Facebook and Instagram or LinkedIn.
Jackpot 1, which is race number 2 at 15:20. It's over 1,200 meters, and you need to get this bet on by 3:15. Now, the way this first half of the card is set up for you, the valued racing fan, if things work to plan, I think you're going to have an awesome party for celebrating the Springboks in the evening, because this horse that we're going to show now as a rerun was his first start, called the Shepherd. And just listen into the names that were in this race, and then an interview with Duncan Howells and Elson Wright.
Shepherd, B. Monesca's running a big race on the outside. King of the Gauls, and here's B. Monesca on the outside. King of the Gauls, but B. Monesca's now sweeping into the lead the last 100. Star Performers on the inside. Sovereign State's taking off, an absolute cliffhanger. Here it comes. Sovereign State got them all. Star Performer, B. Monesca, and then came King of the
He ran an improved race in his second start. Still found wanting a little bit at the end of the race. I feel the horse has improved in himself. He is looking for slightly further, but with a neat draw, he could run into the back end of quartets.
Yes, he's been pretty consistent. I think he has that one horse to beat of Peter Muscat's, but he's fit and well and expecting another good run from him. Brutalicious is quite a nervous horse. I think he'll be better suited to the grass. He won't have that kickback from the poly. His work is good at home, and again looking for a better run from him.
Yeah, some good comments there, but you heard the commentary of number 4, the Shepherd, when he debuted, and you heard the names behind. We know what Sovereign State has gone on to do. 3 on the bounce, takes his place. Yeah, I know, but I think it's good for Frank to try him against these horses up in Gauteng, the 2 best 2-year-olds of last season. We don't know what's going to happen in the 3-year-old career, but definitely the 2 best 2-year-olds of last season when you compare their CVs as juveniles. We know that Sandringham Summit was crowned the Equus champion juvenile, and rightfully so.
Lucky Lad.
No, Lucky Lad doesn't even come into the equation. I mean, what we saw there, I mean, we understand he went wrong and the race didn't pan out, and prior to that he was unbeaten, but those 2 horses, they dominated.
Yeah.
And they are the 2 best juveniles of last season, and they'll clash. The market can't separate them. We're racing alongside them, so that Grambeck Stakes is going to be an armdinger. Yeah, but credit to Frank. You mentioned that don't let this horse slip away, because he's unbeaten in 3 from 3. But when you got a good horse and a young horse who's trying to do what he's doing, you need to have a horse that's got everything, because you've never jumped on a float to travel to a race course. You out of your comfort zone. Frank's done it before with Herman Brown, and he's done it on his own, but he's got everything against him, whereas these 2 horses are in their backyard. So it's going to be tough, but if Sovereign State just has to run in the top 4, I can tell you it'll be a tremendous run, because you got that other horse of Mike de Kock, give me another chance in the race as well. So it's a fantastic race. But coming back to this individual, the Shepherd, you heard the form lines, besides Sovereign State, Pimenez, King of the Gauls. Just behind there was a horse called Sugar Blast that's since gone second, Win-Win. So that form line has held up well. Star Performer hasn't been disappointing. That first run for Vaughan Marshall may have just needed it in Cape Town, a good second. So the form is there, but there is a slight concern with this horse, because if you didn't follow his career after his debut, well, I can tell you that he was carded to race at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. He made it to the track, he went down to the start, everything seemed to be fine, and then he was playing up at the start, and he had to be examined by the vet, passed fit to race, put into the starting stall. The starter said go, and I don't know what happened. He missed the break, but Richard Fourie did come back, because I wasn't at parading, and he said he kicked the back at the gates, and he's going to report it, because he thinks that the horse should be a non-runner, and so it was. So Richard was very transparent when he came back to Anthony and the team from Hollywood. And on reviewing the start, he was declared a non-runner. But that has to be at the back of your mind when it comes to a horse like this. He seems to be uptight when he gets down to the start.
First time Hollywoodbets Greyville. That could also be a slight concern going around the turn for the first time. He's obviously been off since that performance, and I'm sure that Peter Muscat would have done a lot of work with him in those starting stall gates, trying to get his mind right and trying to get him focused on the task at hand. It was sort of quite odd because on debut he didn't show any signs of that. He was quite well behaved on debut, and then at the second time of asking back at the track, he just sort of misbehaved. But I agree with you, it's got to be a concern. And as well, 76 days since his last start, first run around the turn, he could just be a horse that's a lot better than this field, and he's most likely going to win this contest. But I've gone for a cover in the bipod Ds. I've gone with number 3, Al Drake, because his last start behind Cotton Run, I thought it was a fair effort. Now, I know it's not a strong form line, but in saying that, this horse is racing fit. He's knocking on the door. He's been over track and trip. He's got a good draw. Sipa Sislengwa aboard. His confidence would have just gone up after his win on Monday. And I think Al Drake could just be a very, very big challenger to number 4, the Shepherd, in this contest. And in terms of the pick 6, I would advise the guys to go numbers 3 and 4.
All things being equal, this horse will win. He'll win. And Al Drake, as Ryle mentioned, could be the only cover. This is where I have a problem with the game at times, where I feel, it's unfair to the valued racing fan, because you got a horse that's just being judged in the fixed odds betting market by what he showed first up. Yeah. It's not in any form guide that you'll see what happened when he was scratched. And you got the fixed odds betting market where everything seems to be against the punter at a horse at around 5 to 10. Where's the value? Surely, if that was somewhere added here, that the horse came to the races and was scratched because of X, Y, and Z, then I think then the fixed odds betting market would possibly push the horse out to 8 to 1, 8 to 10 or 9 to 10 or something. But when you've got 5 to 10 against a horse like this, everything is against the punter. But you're going to have to be the judge. I would suspect come race time that you may get better than 5 to 10 on this horse, unless Witchwood wins, the Queen Bee wins, and Passage of Power wins, and this horse is going to be 1 to 10. Because that's the way you're going to have to read it. Because there'll be lots of all-to-comes ending off here, because the punters will only see the first start. But nevertheless, all things being equal, as I keep going back to nothing untowards at the start, the Shepherd wins race 4.
My name is Beston. I live in Cape Town. Also, I do delivery. Interbet helped me to realize my dreams. Now I have my own delivery vehicle, and I'm able to do the removal in and around Cape Town.